Before we start off with the idea of sets, the definition of sets and the numericals, we need to understand why is that we need it. So it begins with the lifestyle which we have, the life that we have. It's way different than what people used to live long time back. And even recently, to be honest, even 10, 15 years back. So all this is possible because of data collection and the way we handle it. Right? So here I have listed, if you are curious about what we do with data, here I have listed the phases behind data. Starts with collection, preparation, exploitation, modeling, so on and so forth. All of this is your life cycle if you guys are interested. All of this needs set. So I hope you guys understand why is that we need to understand set. So one of the reason is this. The way to handle data is with help of sets. Okay. So let's look into sets as a definition and so on and so forth, the theoretical aspect. See, another phase of set is way of communication. It's a language. As and when you guys go, you'll understand what do I mean by language and how is that we are communicating. Okay, so there are two things. One main thing is how we handle data. We need to rely on sets. And another phase of set is it's a language. Actually, both are one and the same in some ways. But yeah, I don't want to just explain it now. As and when we go, we'll understand. Okay, let's start off. How do you define sets? Well, sets are collection of things. Okay, makes sense because we understand the word set, right? But yeah, mathematically we can't just stick to it. It's a collection of well-defined things. For example, I have from Economic Survey of India, from their website. So we have over here production of important crops in 3 largest productive states and so on and so forth. So for the year 2022, financial year 21. So here we have rice, wheat. So we are looking at important crops. Okay. So this is well-defined set. So again, it's a collection of things, but can we just collect anything? Am I combining rice with the name Punjab? Right? We're not. Along this column, we have only thing we have is important crops. Is it not? Right? Important crops. So data collection, right? And then the processing starts with classifying it. So for classifying it, we need to have a well-defined definition. Well, definition itself is well-defined anyways. Well-defined. Right? Along with this, there's one more condition that there's no repetition. Okay? For example, over here I'll explain in time what is happening over here. Here I have the word hello. If I want to look at the strings, the alphabets that is associated in this word, if I want to define a set out of this, right? Here we can have over here, bottom. Here we have EOHL. So what is happening over here? This particular word hello has the letter E, O, H and L, right? Is it not? But what is that we are missing? The second L, is it not? So the second idea behind the set is that it has to be non-repetitive. The elements should not be repetitive. Again, it's a very simple definition. Sets are collection of things and these things are well defined and there's no repeated elements. Okay, don't worry. I'll show you guys the actual definition and all of that. If you guys are taking running notes, that's also good. Next thing. How do you denote sets? Well, we have the sets denoted by capital letters like A, B, C, D and all of that. The set, say A is equal to something called as flower bracket and you fill that with the elements in it. For example, over here, we can see over here, we have, this is known as flower brackets. Okay. If you guys don't know, this is your small brackets, square brackets, right? And what else do we have? Okay, as of now I can remember only that. So these are known as flower brackets. And in this we fill up things. Right here I can fill up the list of this rice, wheat, maize, the important crops. Okay, so don't worry, I have a proper well-defined page for you guys to copy down. I'm just discussing. Then what do we have? Definition of elements of set. Okay, see, when we fill up things, right, this individually called as elements, so known as elements of this particular set. So this set A has 3 elements in it. So elements are what is there within a set. So element of A is nothing but all the things that belongs to set A, right? And representation, again, representation of what belongs to. I told that, say this element A, E, I, right? So set A is made up of A, E, I. A is an element of set A. Agree? Small letter A is an element of set A. Small letter E is an element of set A. And I is also an element of set A. That is I belongs to set A. Do you guys agree? Don't worry, again I'll repeat all of this. I'm just introducing. So again I told you here we're going to learn the language. So instead of using the word belongs to, I can use this symbol. And does not belongs to, it's this. So basically I can tell that element A belongs to set A, while element H does not belong to set A, right? And now I'll repeat all of it. So as a definition, what do we have? Set is a well-defined collection of things and there is no repetition. Okay, so that's one more idea that you guys have to keep in mind. In sets, we don't repeat elements. How do you denote a set? We use capital letters A, B, C, D, so on and so forth. And how do you define the elements of set? Each member of a given set is an element of a set. I have a good example over here. We have set M. Okay, so set M is made up of prime numbers less than 10. So I hope you guys know the definition of prime numbers. So we have 2, 3, 5 and 7. 1 is not a prime number, remember. So 2, 3, 5 and 7 are numbers which are prime numbers which is less than 10. So here 2, 3, 5 and 7 are the elements of M. Okay, again understand, M is the what? Yes, the set's name. And these are elements of the set, right? So here I'm summarizing the representation. We use flower brackets to represent the set. And for this example, 5 belongs to set M and 11 does not belong to set M. Okay, don't worry, we're going to repeat all of this in pretty much everything. So you guys will get used to the idea of belongs to and does not belong to the representation, right? So I think you guys can pause and copy from this sheet.